Okay, so thanks for joining me today, Dan. I want to tell you a bit about Grid Monitor. So whether you're a trader or you're a ERCOT regulatory professional, this product is going to help you save time. If there's one thing you come away with here is I want you to understand how this product will save you time in doing your job. That's our only purpose in creating this. Time is valued. You can spend that time, doing more insight for your work, or doing more cases, or just spending time with your family, quality of life. The point is, let's eliminate the drudgery. So Grid Monitor for ERCOT is unique in that it assembles three regulatory silos: the ERCOT activity, the PUC activity, the Public Utility Commission, and the legislator as it relates to electric legislation, electricity and grid legislation. If you're a practitioner appearing before ERCOT or PUCT or even following the ledge, you have a workflow around that. And so the first place you might come to look for information would be in our calendar. Our calendar, let me back up. So our dashboard has our calendar and meetings. It has news cards here, over here, and it has a summary of dockets and issues that I follow. So you can come to the dashboard, read a story, look at a docket, or look at a calendar and figure out where you want to start. I'll start looking at calendars because a lot of this activity happens in the various meetings. So you notice I can go back a month here to, I can drop down and go right to January if I want. So let's do that. Let's look at kind of an important meeting in January, the first open meeting of the year. One of the unique things about Grid Monitor is we have a capability called Smart Agenda. And as you see, Smart Agenda has a video pane from Admin Monitor, which is the live streaming contract with the Public Utility Commission, and that is one of our companies. So we have the video, we have some navigation buttons, we have a navigation pane, and we have the agenda, which we've value added with the ability to go right to the video clip. Like if I pick one I'm interested in here, say number 18, and I want to see about electronic storage, I click that, and I see all the filings appear here in the viewing pane in reverse chronological order. And so that's one thing. If you want to look at the news that's related to this, the news comes in the view pane. That's very useful. These news articles here are related to this docket number, but these are specific to its appearance on the agenda. So if I click this one, I actually get the story in the viewing pane, or this one, and I get the story in the viewing pane. If I click the video clip, I will go right to
which gets us to 18.
Number 18.
Project number 48023. I want to open it up for a discussion on how y'all think we should move forward.
There we go. We'll pause that. And so you'll notice here in the follow that we have the number, then we have this blue box and the yellow box. The blue box is to follow. So if I click that, that's unfollowed. When I click it blue, it's followed. The yellow box is archiving. But the point is, you can come and look at these docket issues, and this is January. There's a lot of stuff brought up. This is about the use of energy storage in utilities. This is summer performance and reviewing summer performance in anticipation of upcoming summer performance. And this is the inclusion of marginal losses, which is turning into real-time co-optimization. And these are, you see real-time co-optimization is right here. And if you look at that, we can look at the filings. We can look at the filings. And here we have memos related to that. So anyway, a Smart Agenda gives the ability to glance at issues in front of the commission or ERCOT and scan them by month. We can even, this meeting's too far ahead. So what we'll do is we will publish the Smart Agenda 7 days ahead of the appearance, the actual meeting. So you'll always be able to find the Smart Agenda there. Go back one more month. We'll look at the last meeting. This is the ERCOT meeting. Let's look at this PUC meeting here. So this is the most recent PUC meeting. And you'll see the ones that I followed. This real-time co-optimization is, a hot topic here. And you can see the memorandum. If you just want to look at the actual filing from Chairman Walker, it takes 2 seconds to just pop it up. And here you are looking at the filing from Chairman Walker. And in this filing, she's talking about real-time co-optimization on the June 27th meeting. And I think this is relevant to, all the participants in the market. You want to be able to find that quickly, review that, and advise your clients or your company about that. So we looked at how do we navigate this thing from a calendar, and quickly, I showed you that we have Smart Agenda. You can look at things. If you know the docket number, you can search and put it in. Here's an example of my search history where I've looked at, say, 48023. And once you find your dockets and you've followed them, you can go to our following page. And here on this following page, we've organized it so you'll get everything all interleaved. I'm following 74 items here. But you can go to PUCT as a filter, or you can go to ERCOT as a filter, or you can go to LEDGE as a filter. The nice thing is when you're in any of these columns, you have this filter box over here. And if we want to look at what bills have passed, for example, just type in effective, and it reduces the field from 24 down to 10. And so now you're looking at effective immediately, effective 9/1, 9/1 immediately. All of these bills have passed. And so if we look at one, for example, when you click on this, well, first of all, yeah, so we look at this. This looks very much like the legislature site, except we've added in the agenda activity and the news stories. If there were any external docs related to this, we would have those in there. But you look here, and in the text, we have, the bill itself. You can read the bill. You can look at the actions. And so this was signed by the governor on June 10th, and it becomes effective September 1st. You can see the entire history here in one glance. Companion bills, the sponsors, the stages. So you've got a comprehensive view of the legislative activity. And again, with the news. And our correspondent, Wendell Bell, Wendell actually did 41 stories on the legislature for us this session. And here's, when you look at the news story, and I'll get to that in a second, you see the bills covered in this article, the keyword tags, other articles by Grid Monitor. So if I go back to following, you can, you just saw LEDGE. Now let's look at PUCT. So in PUCT, we have these listed in reverse chronological order as well. So here's the last filing. All of these columns can be sorted chronologically or alphabetically. Anytime you want to see the case style, you just click that. So we have the control number, the case style, the last filing, the total number of filings, the last party, and any latest news or any latest video. And we still have the filter box up here. So if we wanted to do summer, let's see, summer performance. Let's see, review the summer performance. Yeah, so we have it right there, boom. This 4851. And you see ORDC is a keyword. You see the agenda activity with the clips, you see the news, and you see the filings. So I've showed you how to get to an issue by calendar and by typing in a docket number and following. A third way is just by going to the news. If you have a story that is in here, we have this box here, filter section. It's like sections of the newspaper. But if you want to look at like just ERCOT news, you put that filter, and I know it. That's okay. There we go. So these are all labeled ERCOT, so they're ERCOT relevant. Let's go to this one by Kelso, one of our operators, and we read it. And we look, and this one relates to NPR 776, 901, and 795. I happen to be following 901, so I can look at that. And this is about switchable generation. This is an ERCOT control number follow page. You can see all the key docs, Calpine comments, Exelon, ERCOT, Tenaska. So you can read all of the different people's filings and positions. So this is, again, the ERCOT control page off of the news story. We have other types of keywords and stories, but this is a very cool way of finding things. So other types of things in the news, which you'll find interesting and differentiated, is the graphic of the day is something that we produce. And this one here is our most recent one, where Mark Bruce had taken a bunch of data going back 16 years and looking at when the most common coincidental peak occurred during the 4CP period. And after all the analysis is done, it's probably not surprising that it's Wednesday afternoon when you have the highest chance of having a 4CP event. But this is some unique analysis. Another good one we did over here shows, this is a collection of probably 6 or 7 TAC slides, the Technical Advisory Committee of ERCOT. And Mark has condensed them down to one very intuitive graphic that shows you solar installed, solar planned, solar paid for, solar approved but not paid for, and applied for but not paid for. There's a lot of really good information here. So the news is another way to find a docket. If you're, and again, you're in here and you want to search for ORDC, you just type in ORDC and it will bring you all these stories. The most recent one was from a couple weeks ago. We can view that story and you see the tag ORDC here. You see the curves, you see the story. The last way of our 4 that I like to show you, Dan, and how to get to the issue you want. You've got the calendar to find the agenda. You've got the search to create a following where you can go right to the docket. You have the news where you can read a story and it'll be tagged with that control number or that keyword, or you can search for a keyword. And so, for example, energy storage is a rising issue. And if you just put in energy storage as a search term, you'll find, first of all, there's a couple of legislative actions to do with storage. And then there's this 48023, and then there's the previous one by AEP. So you can look through the history of what's been going on in the ERCOT market with respect to energy storage. This particular one is it has been active, and I think it will resurrect very soon. Looks like, what is this one going to do? Oh, that was the one from AEP, which was denied, but then kicked off this discussion of 48023. And in the last meeting, it was deferred until the legislature. Now the legislature's over, so they're going to take it up again. Let's get another example. If you want to find out what the IMM, the Independent Market Monitor, has to say about any particular thing, you can look at reports of the Independent Market Monitor in a region. And so in this one, the State of the Market report for the ERCOT market, that's 2016, 2019 PROC oversight. Here we go. I hope this is it. Yep. Should pop open in a second. Yep, there we go. 2018 State of the Market report for ERCOT. I mean, I found that in 2 seconds. This came out in June 2019. And this basically lays out the blueprint for what the Independent Market Monitor is recommending to the Public Utility Commission with respect to real-time pricing, ORDC, price curves, all kinds of very relevant issues, whether you're a lawyer, legislator, a lobbyist, or just a trader. So I think you can see how quick and easy that is to give you what you want. We found the Independent Market Monitor's report in seconds. And here's a story we did about it. And it tags that right back to where we were. So that's a nice loop. So I went a little fast there, but I just trying to give you the idea of, you can go through the calendar to find your activity. You can go through search with dockets and find your activity, and then watch it and following and watch it evolve and progress and stay on top of it. You can then look through the news on a daily basis and all be tagged and curated so you can find your issues very quickly. Or finally, you can know a topic like electronic vehicle infrastructure or energy storage or renewable tax credits or any number of issues where we have those tagged as a keyword. I hope this quick little overview has helped you out to find some new tips and tricks with Grid Monitor that will help you save you time as you're trying to make your clients and your company more successful in your cloud market. Thank you very much.